In the 1970s, Japan didn't chase attention. It chased balance, efficiency, and quiet speed. While America flexed displacement and Europe chased prestige, Japanese engineers were building cars that looked ordinary, drove politely, and then embarrassed everything around them once the road opened up. No spoilers, no wide arches, no warning signs. These are 7 forgotten Japanese sleeper cars of the 1970s that hid real performance behind everyday faces. Let's start where stealth mattered most. Number 7, 1971, Toyota Corona, Mark II, 1900 SL. This car perfected invisibility. To most people, the Corona Mark II looked like a responsible family sedan for middle management. Conservative lines, upright stance, zero attitude. And that was the point. Toyota positioned the Mark II above the standard Corona, offering more comfort without attracting attention. But in the 1900 SL trim, the car quietly gained teeth. Under the hood sat Toyota's 1.9-liter 8R inline-4, producing around 105 horsepower. That doesn't sound impressive until you remember the era, and the fact that the car weighed very little. Real-world acceleration to 60 mph came in just under 13 seconds, quick enough to surprise most drivers in city traffic. What made it dangerous wasn't raw speed, it was how effortlessly it delivered it. The SL trim brought better suspension tuning, improved road stability, and a refined interior that encouraged long, fast cruising without drama. You could push it hard, and it would never complain. It wasn't a sports car. It was worse than that. It was competent, quiet, and underestimated. The perfect sleeper. Number 6, 1974, Nissan Bluebird 610, SSS. The SSS badge stood for Supersport Sedan, but Nissan never made a big deal out of it. Most people missed it completely. The Bluebird 610 looked like a commuter. Boxy, practical, forgettable. Exactly what Nissan wanted the outside world to believe. But the SSS trim changed everything. Under the hood lived the L16 1.6-liter inline-4, fitted with twin carburetors, pushing out roughly 109 horsepower. With a 0-60 mph time of around 11.5 seconds, it was genuinely quick for a compact sedan in the mid-70s. More importantly, it handled far better than it had any right to. Tighter steering, sport-tuned suspension, and balanced weight distribution made the 610 SSS a backroad weapon. It didn't shout, it didn't posture, it simply worked, and kept working long after competitors fell apart. Its biggest weakness was also its greatest disguise: conservative styling. No flares, no stripes, nothing to suggest it could move, which is exactly why it belongs here. Number 5, 1975, Mitsubishi Galant GTO 2000 GSR. This one fooled people in the opposite direction. The Galant GTO looked aggressive. Long hood, fast back profile, muscle-inspired lines. Many assumed it was all show. They were wrong. The 2000 GSR variant packed Mitsubishi's 2.0-liter Saturn inline-4 with twin carburetors, producing about 125 horsepower and 130 Aus lb-ft of torque. Thanks to a curb weight barely over 1,000 kilograms, it launched to 60 mph in under 10 seconds, quick for the era. A close-ratio 5-speed manual, front disc brakes, and firm suspension gave it genuine control at speed. This wasn't a cruiser pretending to be fast. It was a proper driver's car. Its problem? Image. Because it looked sporty, many dismissed it as style over substance. That mistake cost plenty of drivers their pride at traffic lights and on mountain roads. The GTO didn't need to hide its speed. It let people underestimate it anyway. Number 4, 1977, Isuzu 117. Coupe XC. This is the sleeper almost nobody saw coming. Designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro, the Isuzu 117 Coupe looked European, elegant, and expensive. Most assumed it was a relaxed grand tourer. The XC version quietly rewrote that assumption. Powered by a 1.8-liter fuel-injected inline-4, The 117XC made around 130 horsepower, pushing it to 60 mph in roughly 9.5 seconds. Not brutal, but fast enough to catch genuinely sporty cars off guard. What made the 117 special wasn't straight-line speed. It was composure, precise steering, well-judged suspension, a refined, stable feel at speed that encouraged confident driving. Inside, leather, wood trim, and excellent instrumentation made it feel like a class above everything else on the list so far. Its weaknesses were predictable. Extra weight from luxury features and a higher price that kept production low, but that rarity only deepened its sleeper status. Most people never realized it was quick. Even fewer ever got passed by one. So far, we've seen how Japan mastered subtle speed. Now we're stepping into the cars that perfected it. These didn't just surprise people, they humiliated them. Quietly. Number 3. 1973. Mazda Loose Rotary Coupe. This was Mazda at its most rebellious. While most manufacturers were still perfecting pistons and valves, Mazda doubled down on the rotary and hid it inside one of the most elegant bodies of the decade. The Mazda Loose Rotary Coupe, designed by Bertone, looked like a restrained European Grand Tourer. Smooth lines, clean proportions, zero aggression. Nothing about it suggested speed. Under the hood sat the 12A twin-rotor rotary engine, producing around 130 horsepower. On paper, that didn't scare anyone. On the road, it was a different story. Thanks to its low weight and high revving nature, the Loose could hit 60 mph in under 10 seconds, delivering smooth, linear acceleration that felt faster than the numbers suggested. The power never hit hard. It built and kept building. What made it dangerous was how refined it felt at speed. The suspension soaked up rough roads. The steering stayed calm. The car never felt stressed, even when pushed hard. Its biggest flaw was fuel consumption. During the oil crisis, rotary thirst turned buyers away. Reliability fears didn't help either. But for drivers who understood it, the Loose was a quiet future car driving through the 1970s. Fast, smooth, and completely misunderstood. Number 2, 1971. Prince Skyline GC10 2000 GT, non-GT-R. Everyone talks about the Hakosuka GT-R, almost nobody talks about this one. The GC10 Skyline 2000 GT, not the GT-R, carried the same DNA, just without the visual aggression or racing pedigree. And that made it the perfect sleeper. Under the hood lived the L20A 2.0-liter inline-six, producing around 115 horsepower and 116 lb-ft of torque. Not headline-grabbing numbers, but delivered with silky smoothness and perfect balance. 0-60 mph came in around 11 seconds, but that never told the full story. The engine loved to rev. The chassis stayed composed, and the car felt far lighter and sharper than its family sedan shape suggested. Visually, it blended in effortlessly. No flares, no stripes, no spoilers. Just clean lines and quiet confidence. Most drivers never realized they were lining up next to a Skyline with real engineering underneath. And by the time they figured it out, the 2000 GT was already gone. This wasn't a wolf in sheep's clothing. It was a wolf pretending to be an accountant. Number 1, 1972. Mazda Capella Rotary GS RX2. This is where Japan truly shocked the world. The Mazda Capella Rotary GS, known globally as the RX2, looked like a normal compact sedan. 4 doors, simple lines, nothing exotic. Then you touch the throttle. Under the hood was Mazda's 12A Rotary, producing around 130 horsepower in a car weighing barely 1,000 kilos. That combination made it lethal. The RX2 could hit 60 mph in under 9 seconds, faster than many V8 muscle cars of the era. And it did it without drama. No wheel spin, no noise, just smooth, relentless acceleration. The rotary loved revs. It spun past 7,000 RPM effortlessly, delivering power in a way piston engines couldn't match. Paired with sharp steering, front disc brakes, and balanced suspension, the RX-2 became a backroad nightmare for unsuspecting rivals. Muscle cars laughed until they lost. Of course, it wasn't perfect. Fuel economy was poor. Apex seals required attention, and owners had to actually understand the engine. But that's exactly why it worked as a sleeper. Nobody expected a quiet Japanese sedan to outrun them. Mazda built one anyway. Final thought. The 1970s weren't just about loud power. They were about quiet confidence. Japan didn't scream. It executed. And these sleepers proved that sometimes the fastest car on the road is the one nobody notices, until it's already gone. If you want more forgotten legends like this, you already know what to do.